The alien vessel had left Titan's sky, but its absence was not freedom, because days later another ship arrived, smaller, darker, silent. It did not land. It did not speak. It only watched. From Titan's domes, settlers stared upward through storm-streaked glass. A ship, black against the stars, hung in perfect orbit. Some called it a guardian. Others whispered, "Prison guard." In the mess hall, voices clashed. A miner spat into his cup. "They don't trust us." That's what it means. They'll be hovering there until we break. A medic shook her head, her hands trembling. Or until we prove ourselves. Maybe this is our test. And in the corner, Elara Myles sat in silence. The fire that once carried her words now felt heavier than stone. She had given humanity a voice. Now she wondered if that voice had painted a target on them all. Across the colonies, her words had not been forgotten. On Mars, in the red dust, children whispered her defiance to one another like a secret prayer. In the asteroid belt, miners scrawled her words on steel walls. "We are here. We are alive. We will not be ignored." But unity was fragile. For where some heard hope, others heard danger. In Earth's council chambers, leaders argued bitterly. "She has doomed us," one declared. "No," another replied, "she has given us a chance to stand. A chance to be seen." But Mars had no patience for debate. Radicals struck at a Concord probe in orbit, crippling its sensors. And when the signal of destruction rippled across the void, the Watcher stirred. The alien vessel flared with cold light. Its silence ended. Humanity must cease expansion. Mars' settlement is to be dismantled. Compliance will ensure survival. The message hit Titan like a storm. Miners shouted in fury. Parents clutched their children. Mars responded with rage, refusing to dismantle their cities carved into stone and steel. And then came fire. A small band of humans launched an attack against the Watcher, guiding stolen mining ships toward its hull. The settlers of Titan watched, breathless as brilliant flares marked the assault. But the Watcher did not answer with destruction. Instead, beams of light danced from its hull, disabling engines, disarming weapons, scattering attackers across the void. No one was killed. No one was destroyed. The aliens had chosen restraint. Elara's voice shook as she addressed the panicked settlers. "Don't you see? They're waiting. They're testing us. If we answer only with fire, we prove their fears true." But even as she spoke, her chest ached with guilt. Had her defiance lit a fire she could no longer control? And so Titan prepared. In the great dome, settlers gathered as the Watcher sent its envoy. Not to Elara alone, but to them all. The airlock cycled, and from the shimmer of light, the envoy emerged, its form tall, radiant, unreadable. It stood among humans for the first time. Its presence silenced every breath. "You are divided. You are reckless. You endanger yourselves. Why should you be allowed to endure?" Elara stepped forward, her voice hoarse but firm. "Because we endure despite division. Because even in our chaos we find strength. You ask why we should endure? Because endurance itself is worth something." The envoy studied her. Its eyes, or what might have been eyes, shifted across the settlers. Fear, anger, hope, humanity raw and unhidden. And then, without warning, the envoy lifted its hand. Light rippled through the hall. and a transmission, vast and brilliant, leapt into the void, broadcasting not to Titan, not to Mars, not to Earth, but to the Concord itself. Elara's heart pounded. They had not been destroyed. They had been witnessed. For the first time, the judgment was no longer silent decree. For the first time, the Concord would have to see humanity not as chaos in theory, but as people. The Watchers had chosen not to erase. They had chosen to testify. And as Elara stood beneath Saturn's pale rings, her breath fogging in the cold dome, she knew this was only the beginning. The silence of the galaxy was breaking. The question was no longer if humanity would be heard, but what would be said in return.